All right, so our group is Makambo's Drinking Apparatus. So our client is named Makambo. He's a student at River Glen Junior High School, and he suffers from cerebral palsy, so he can't use his arms, and he can't really control the movement in his head, and he's pretty limited just as a whole. So his condition actually doesn't let him individually, and during lunchtime to drink and eat, he does have to have a caretaker with him at all times. So our group has been tasked with making something that he could use to drink independently and without the help of a caretaker.
So our constraints with this is cost with the $200 budget. It must be easy to detach and reattach because he has a stander and a wheelchair, so he has two separate things that we need to attach it to. And it also needs to be able to be detachable and detachable. So in case, because with his cerebral palsy, he doesn't have full control over which way like his head's going to be leaning. So it has to be able to go on one side or each side of his wheelchair, depending upon which way his head is leaning on the day. And then it has to be finished by May 4th. And it has to be safe because also he doesn't have full control over his arms. So sometimes his arms will swing while he's eating, and if we have it set out in front and he swings and it's made out of metal, that'll hurt him, so we have to make sure it's safe so he doesn't get hurt.
Like we were saying before, our functions has to be able to attach to both of Makambo's chairs. I think later in the slide we have pictures of both of them. And this is in conjunction with another team who are building a food apparatus for him. We believe our project will be able to attach to the layers in almost every case, but we're not entirely sure because we haven't tested. It needs to be sturdy. You can see this thing is, you can hit it pretty easily, and if it's actually in the cup holder, it should be fine in most cases. This doesn't hurt at all really hitting it. It needs to be flexible. This also solves that problem because this thing is pretty rigid. Easy to adjust. This also does that. Easy to clean. This can be put in a dishwasher or wash by hand. It takes like 10 minutes to wash by hand, and you have something that's included to wash the straw, so that's not really too big of a concern. And versatile to hold in different cups is something we kind of not scrapped, but we think this cup should be able to do basically everything that we need to. So we've stuck with this design mostly.
So for our prototype, we originally tried to build it from the base up, starting with a cup holder. So I guess on your guys' right is a picture of the cup holder we attempted to design. But as we researched on the internet and through our designs, we originally had thought about a camelback, but we figured the straw would be too hard to clean. So we were searching the internet, and we actually found this cup, which comes with the straw that they provide you with stuff to clean the straw with. So we don't really need our own cup holder anymore, as they also can provide a cup holder. So our prototypes really kind of went out the window, and this is our prototype, I guess.
So again, with our design, we ended up buying this flexi mug, and again, the only thing we need is an adaptable cup holder, because again, he does have a walker as well as a wheelchair, and those have drastically different mounts. His wheelchair has something more along the lines of a rectangle rail, while his walker has a lot of tubes, as you see there. So we're trying to come up with a solution that could easily attach to both of those, and we're trying to decide if we want to have, say, 2 different cup holders versus one that could easily be moved back and forth. And we actually have come up with a couple different ideas to attach to those 2 things, which we'll cover later in the presentation. But as far as everything goes so far, the design has really been more of ideas than actual building at this point.
And then for our function definition test, we haven't actually done any testing. We're going to do that today, right after the spring lab. So One of our big concerns is the length of the straw and the suction. We aren't sure if he will be able to have the suction power to pull for, because it's a 24-inch straw, to pull for the full 24 inches. And also, this drains right back down once he's done drinking out of it. So if he is able to pull or have the suction to go for like one drink, we're worried that over a long period of time, or like over an entire period of eating, if he's gonna have like the endurance and the strength to keep with the suction all the way up through the straw. So we're thinking we might have to add a valve at the bottom, or right at the junction here, so that so it can keep the liquid or whatever he's drinking in the straw, so he doesn't have to keep pulling the entire 24 inches each time. And then, so are there any questions?
So in relation to what you just said, would there be a way to either invert or tilt the cup in such a way that it's actually providing water pressure up?
So the cup's design actually has it so that even when you turn the cup upside down, nothing spills out.
Because it has a straw inside it, so
Yeah.
so that allows you to drink everything out of the cup. So if you flip it upside down, it's not really gonna go in that straw.
Right, but I mean, that could be cut.
Yeah.
So the straw actually comes off right here, and there's a valve. So I mean, turning it upside down, this is a one-way valve, so that it flows back into the cup, but it doesn't flow out and stay out.
Right, but if it was tilted that way, then it's going to be providing pressure when he goes to drink, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you describe how you clean that straw?
So it actually comes with something like a pipe cleaner. We actually have it there. It's basically like a wire brush. So one way to do it is you take out the straw. This is completely hollow. You just funnel it through, clean it. And then this, it could just be cleaned like a normal cup. You just rinse it to
Completely
top
machine
Yeah.
washing.
It's
If you've got a
dishwashers.
one-way valve, how do you clean your valve?
So, I mean, it doesn't keep anything in the valve. It's just, I don't know how to explain it.
But if you were to drink like chocolate milk out of it or something, and then you drink water, how would you rinse that out?
I think it would still just improve if you put it through the straw, in this bottom part of the straw at least. We'd have to test that just to figure out for sure.
Yeah.
You said it has a one-way valve, but you said when you would suck out of it, it would come out and then go back in to the bottle? Is that what you said? Because if it was a one-way valve, when you would suck it out of the bottle, it would stay in the straw.
Yeah.
Because it would only be able to go one way.
So we just bought the product. I think maybe a one-way valve was the wrong words to use. But basically, the water comes through the straw when you suck on it, and then it'll go back into the cup. And when you turn the cup upside down, nothing's gonna come out of the straw.
It's just kind of like a Gatorade bottle, once you have to like
Yeah,
squeeze.
yeah. Yeah.
So can the cup and the straw handle like hot liquids? Because
Yeah.
sometimes plastic.
This can handle up to 180 degrees, which I really hope he's not drinking anything that hot.
Yeah. That's what we're doing today during the lab.
We haven't had a chance because his caretaker wasn't here last week and the week before they were on spring break.
You have yellow and green for aesthetics, what
What was that?
Oh, yellow and green were his favorite colors, so we want to see if we can get it into yellow and green or something like that, just for later on. It's not really a high priority though, it's just something we wanted.
So is that something that you could, since you've been able to buy most of your product, is that something that you could maybe put more emphasis on since there's the
Yes,
design?
for sure.
Yeah, yeah. That's it.
Kind of same thing I said in the other real quick. You have the funds after, and this works out well today. You're gonna give him maybe another one, so that he is like got one for certain types of drinks. And then one
Yeah,
for
so
another.
what we were thinking is if it does work out today, seeing if he could use the straw, pretty well. We're thinking about getting him a couple different sizes of straws, replaceable straws, and then maybe even another cup.
Yeah.
And so if this doesn't work out today, then what's your direction you're planning on going?
We're seeing if he can use the suction power, and if he can't, then we're gonna try to find a way to put a valve into this. And there's also shorter straws that we could use, so we're just gonna try to find something that's easier for him.
Have you, like, kind of, investigated the support apparatus the institute has and what normally you could do to attach to that? Do you
Yeah,
have
so
some suggestions or?
we don't actually have pictures of it. I thought we had them in there, but I guess we didn't. So we actually found a couple different clamps. One of those was a clamp for a camera, and that could actually attach to either a tube or a square rail. And the other group, their device is actually pretty, okay, I was about to say tubular, but anyways, they're made out of a lot of round pipes. So a normal cup holder, say for a bike, would easily work with theirs, and as well as that clamp. And then I think it would easily transfer to his wheelchair as well if they weren't just using the breathing apparatus as well.
If you're talking about maybe doing your two different, like, so like if you bought the one that comes for the cup, right?
Yeah.
And then what if you just put on, you know, like radiator clamps, where you just use a screwdriver to tighten it down? What if you just bought two of those and then just made it a permanent thing to each of you?
We thought about it, but the thing is that the walker actually is a Makambo's, and it could actually change to another high school. And we don't know if that's going to stay with him. So we don't want to make anything too permanent. And she does want it to be something that could be easily moved, because again, some days his head will be to the left more of the day, and then some days it'll be more towards the right.
Okay.
So we don't want to make too many.
Any other questions?